Pete Davidson is at it again, covering up another one of his Ariana Grande tattoos. However, this new one is arguably one of his shadiest, as he recently had it covered with the word cursed. Speaking of our girl Ariana Grande, she recently revealed that she wrote multiple versions of her hit Thank You Next, depending on how she felt about Pete Davidson at the time of the song's release. And finally, Kate Beckinsale had a hilarious response to a fan who asked her about her relationship with Pete Davidson. We're talking all things Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande right now, so stay tuned. How's it going, guys? I'm Madison Hill. With Pete Davidson getting an Ariana tattoo covered with the words cursed, Ari revealing she had multiple versions of Thank You Next, and Kate Beckinsale commenting about her relationship with Pete Davidson, we have a lot of news to discuss. First up, because I know you all love a good dose of shade just as much as I do, we need to talk about Pete Davidson and his tattoo. As you all know, Pete has had to get a lot of tattoos covered lately, somewhere around the number of 12 to be exact. And that's because during him and Ari's whirlwind romance, he thought it would be a good idea to get several tattoos for her and with her. One of those tattoos being on the back of his neck that said "a million tendernesses" in French.
Whatever that means.
Although I don't quite get the meaning of the phrase, clearly it was something very romantic and serious for Pete and Ariana because he went with a very bold choice to get it covered. Tattoo artist John Mesa posted a photo of his handiwork on Pete's neck, and you can see that he covered up his romantic ode to his ex-fiancée with the word cursed.
That's harsh.
If that doesn't sum up how Pete feels about his ex, then I don't know what does. Personally, I feel like that's a bit bold and a bit much, but we all know Pete doesn't really hold back when it comes to talking about Ariana. Speaking of Ari, I have to fill you guys in on how she admitted to writing several different versions of her song, Thank You Next.
Even almost got married, and for Pete I'm so thankful.
During an interview on the Zach Sang Show, Ari revealed that she wrote a version of the song that did not include her ex's names. Ariana says she never released this version, and it still included lyrics where she was owning up to her mistakes, but it was less direct. However, she claims it just didn't feel right. She said, quote, "And everyone was like, including me, was kind of like, this is not the version, but I was also trying to be protective." In another version of the hit, Ari says she even wrote about potentially marrying Pete in the event they were to ever fix things. She said, quote, "In my relationship by that time, things were like up and down and on and off. And so I didn't know what was going to happen. And then, we got back together, so I had to make a different version of it. And then we broke up again, so we ended up going with that version." Anyone else now super curious to hear the version of Thank You Next where Ariana went through with her relationship with Pete? Because same! Despite all the different versions she wrote, Ari went with the first one, and she admits she was really nervous to release it. However, she made it clear that everyone, essentially except Pete, has been very supportive of the song. She said, quote, "I had it sent to Sean and he loved it. Ricky loved it, he was proud. Everyone that I'm still in touch with has been very supportive of it." Well, I think that was a little potential shade to Pete. I'm just gonna move right along to his new potential woman, Kate Beckinsale. As you all know, these two have been rumored to have been seeing each other since the Golden Globes, and things have only been heating up since. Although they've remained pretty tight-lipped about the situation, despite sources revealing that Pete is very into Kate and that she's helped him get over Ariana. However, now Kate is talking about Pete on Instagram. Recently, Kate posted this photo while out looking at art over the weekend. A fan commented on it saying, "Is that a painting of Pete?" To which Kate responded, "Great eye!" Okay, she didn't directly give us a "yes, Pete and I are talking" response, but her sarcasm in that comment screams to me that the two definitely have something going on. And while it's still hard for me to see them as a couple, clearly Kate likes the guy, or else she wouldn't continually defend him on social media. Now we just have to wait and see if Pete gets any tattoos for Kate that he will surely later regret. I'd like to think he's learned from his mistakes, but I doubt it. Alright, you guys, I'm ready to hear all your thoughts. What was your reaction to Pete getting his Ariana tattoo covered up with the word cursed? Do you think it was a little too harsh? Also, thoughts on Ari writing multiple versions of Thank You Next? Finally, what did you think about Kate's response to the fan that asked about her relationship with Pete? Let it all out down there in the comments. For more on Ariana, check out our video for some surprising facts about her. And for more entertainment news, subscribe to Hollyscoop now.